Comley and I'm a mindset coach. And before we get started today, just a quick reminder, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We really appreciate it. Once again today, I'm going to need a bit of your participation. Need you to use your imagination and get involved with our talk today. It's going to be very interesting and I believe that you're going to find a lot of benefit in it. I want to start off by telling you this, that when we use our imagination, we tap into the creative part of our brain. And when we tap into the creative part of our brain, we short circuit the negative self-talk and criticism. And it's been proved, this has been proved through studies, that negative self-talk and doubts go quiet when you are engaged in creative work. So let's do some creative work. I want you to understand, I want you to know that your feelings play a big role in driving your actions. To tell you the truth, feelings drive actions. So feelings, not intellect, is the source of your motivation. And it's the truth. You will learn and remember and recall things that you can see and that you can feel. It's a true story. Let's do a little exercise quickly just to get us in the mood. Shake this hand out, shake your right hand out, do that please. Okay, now make it into a fist. Got a firm grip on it and now touch your chin. Where's your chin? You see what I mean? If we rely purely on our intellect to learn, I don't think we're going to learn much. There are more effective ways. So let's learn today by including our imagination. Let's play a role once again like we did with the eagle and the chicken. And this is just a build up of that message. I just feel that I want to dig a bit deeper into that one. So if you haven't watched the YouTube on the chicken and the eagle, please go take a look. It's a good basis for this talk. Okay, so you involved, you're all ready to go. I want you to picture yourself standing in a boxing ring. That's it. No matter how funny you might feel or how funny you might think you look, picture yourself as a boxer. You're standing in that ring. Get into the zone. Close your eyes if you have to and imagine it. You're all kitted up with your boxing gear. You're there. You've got your gloves on and you're ready. And you're standing in the ring. I'm your coach and you're standing there alone. All right? You've got the picture. The scene is set. And today what we're going to do is we are going to do some shadow boxing. Now boxers do it and it's important for them to do shadow boxing. Why is shadow boxing important? Because it enhances your head movements, it enhances your footwork, and it makes you more of an intelligent fighter. And then also it helps you visualize different opponents. So shadow boxing we need to take serious. It is vitally important for our skill. So what do we want to do? We want to enhance our head movement. Well, what does that mean? We want to go through life more intelligently. We want to go through life with better belief systems, with a better mindset, a winning mindset. The second thing is it improves your footwork. We want to dance through life. We don't want to survive life. You know, you don't want to get to the end of your life and go, sure, I made it. You want to look back and say, shit, I lived it. And then you want to think, you want to be like a little child. You know, when a child goes on a ride, and then after the ride, say being on the merry-go-round, they jump up and down again. That's what I want all of us to feel like when we get to the end of our lives. We must think that was awesome. And for that, we're going to need some good head movement and we're going to need awesome footwork. And another thing is, I want us to be intelligent fighters. I want us to be able to make good decisions so that we know where we are in life and we make good decisions to get better. And for that, we need to face different opponents. And the biggest opponent that you are going to have to face is that one on the ground in that ring. Look down. What's there on the ground? What's the lighting causing? Your shadow. That's your biggest opponent. You won't believe it, but it's the truth. Now, think about it. Look at your shadow and say, you are my opponent. Why is it your shadow your opponent? Because everything in life has an opposite. There is health, there is sickness. There is the hero, there is the villain. There is the force and the dark side. There is heaven and there is hell. And you too have an opposite. Your shadow is the weak you, the small you, not the big you. It's the trapped you. So as you look at that shadow, you must see the trapped you, the weak you, the one that feels that I can't, because they are opposite. There is a small you and a big you. There's a weak you and a strong you. There's a trapped you and a free you. And that's where we want to do. We want to get to the space where you are experiencing the free you. And Carl Jung called it the shadow. He called that self-suppressive side of you, the one that is putting you down, the one that you are failing to. That one, he called it the shadow. And it is self-suppressive in nature. There's two sides to you. There's the self-suppressive side and the self-expansive side. So you know when you're in a situation and you fail, or you feel like you're failing, and then you beat yourself up, you tell yourself, why are you so stupid? Why can't you do that? Why can't you just do better? Or when you're in the sales meeting and you're about to close the deal, you find that you just can't take that step to close the deal. It's like you talk yourself out of the deal. Maybe in sport, when you're standing on the golf course and you've got to make that final putt and the pressure's on and everybody's looking at you, you find that you buckle in those moments. You just don't show up like you want to. Maybe you feel in life there's areas in your life, maybe in business, you feel like you're just not showing up. Well, that is when we fail and we fall into the hands of the shadow self. And the important thing is this, that you are not your shadow. So look at your life, look at that shadow, and answer this one question for me honestly and truthfully. Who's winning the fight? You or your shadow? Who's winning? Are you living a self-suppressive life where all you're doing is putting yourself down, holding yourself back, keeping yourself trapped, feeling like you can't? Or are you living a self-expansive life where you look out and all you see is opportunity? You're excited about living. You feel a boldness and a courage, and you feel that even after this coronavirus, after this lockdown, you are going to be fine because you are an asset, not a liability. Well, that is the self-expansive you. That is the big you. That is the you that can. So right now, as you look at that shadow, who's winning? And if you're allowing that shadow to bully you, you need to stop, because that shadow is not the real you. To tell you the truth, the only power that it has is the power that you are giving it. So let's take it a step further. You've got your gloves on, you're all kitted up, you're looking at your shadow. I want you to cut your shadow off and let it stand in front of you. Now you're looking at that shadow. You're looking at that self-suppressive nature, that thing that is holding you back. And I want you to walk up to it and just take your glove and your fist and you see, it's just a shadow. You push right through it. Now I want you to give that shadow an identity. It's easy to fight an enemy that you can understand. That's why you've got to turn it maybe into Darth Vader, whatever you want. But turn it into something. Give it an identity so that you can fight it. I'll give you a perfect example of this. There's an area in my life, and especially in business, where I have like a trigger, something will happen, and then I show up in a way that doesn't make me proud. I really don't like the way that I show up in those set of circumstances. But I've learned to, and I'm learning to give it an identity. So Tuesday, when we were getting ready now, because we're starting work after lockdown on Monday, an incident happened and I could feel that I was showing up in a way that doesn't make me proud. A way that is my shadow self, not my true self. A self-suppressive way, not a self-expansive way. And when I recognized that, Grant, you are showing up in a way that doesn't make you proud, I got this picture in my mind of a dog that I had when I was younger. I've given this emotion and this reaction an image. And I had this dog, his name was Mickey Michael Comley. But it was like a mixed breed, and not too big, but flip, that dog was intelligent. And what it would do when it saw a big dog come past our place, it would bark at it. And then it would run and hide underneath a car, knowing that the dog was too big to get underneath it. I watched this play over so many times. And then Mickey would just sit there, so relaxed, like it just didn't matter, and he'd like watch the scene play out. Then when that big dog lost interest and walked away, he would come out from underneath the car, bark again, run back, and it was like it amused this dog. So what I've learned to do in that situation, when that self-suppressive, when that shadow shows up, I'm learning not to give in to it. What do? I say, I see you, Mickey. All that you're trying to do is just get me worked up, going down a path of self-suppressiveness, a path that doesn't make me proud, a path that causes me to show up not the way that I want to. That is my enemy. That is my opponent. My opponent is not out there. You see, there's the hero and there's the villain. I don't want to be the villain. I don't want to give in to it. I want to be my hero self. So I want to encourage you. Use this. Think about what I've said. Take those places in your life where you feel like you're not showing up like you want to, where you're folding in your critical moment. See it, name it, create an enemy, and know that the shadow isn't the real you. The real you is stronger and better. Now, why is it important for me to tell you this? Because I have seen how powerful we as human beings are. I have seen how we have created awesome things. I have seen that nothing is impossible for us. And I realized that after this lockdown, the best thing that each and every one of us can do is show up and be the best version of ourselves. We've got an opportunity after this lockdown to start over, to create a better world. And you and I both play an important part in it. I want you to show up being the best version of yourself. As you run onto the field of play again, as you run onto the field of play, I want you to be the best player that you can be. That is my wish and that is my desire for you. Remember, you are not your shadow. We want your head to move properly. We want you to dance through life. We want you to be a more intelligent fighter. And we want you to be victorious. You are the champ. You are a great person. And you've got powers and ability. You are stronger than what you think. Once again, please share this video. If you know if anybody can benefit from it, send it to them, and like and subscribe to our channel. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.